welcome everybody back to another wonderful episode of N Chipz. We are your lovely hosts. I'm Fred, and to my left is
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kendall here. What's going on?
what's going on, Kendall. How's your week been? 2 weeks been, or whatever.
Upgraded my CPU and my computer. That went flawlessly. Had zero issues doing that. So, got a pretty good deal on a 5800X 3D Ryzen 7 for like 120 bucks after coupons and reward vouchers that I had saved up.
Sick.
So that was a nice upgrade. Got my God of War controller in. Still haven't opened it, but I got it, so I
Sick.
have that.
Um, well, I
What about you?
currently am at Anime Expo Chibi. I went yesterday, which was Saturday, and then I'll be going today at Sunday, which is why we're recording a little bit earlier than we normally are. We're a little off, but we got to do this to bring a new episode. Let me see what else, Kendall. I also purchased a PS5.
Oh, you got a PS5 now?
I got a PS5 because I got God of War Ragnarok.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Did you get a bundle? Did you
I
finally get it at Target like you wanted to,
No,
or?
no. I tried, and I couldn't. So I just went through PlayStation. All right. Well, I guess we'll jump into the first topic, right? God of War and the saga of a fucking getting a PlayStation. So here's the thing, right? Still, I don't know who says it's easy. Still not easy. Okay, I don't know if everybody else experienced this. It's I guess it's easier to get it, but they're still making you go through things, right? So, I
I guess
went
it depends on the area that you're in.
right. So I went through Best Buy trying to get one. I tried to get the bundle, right? I have a disc version because I wanted a disc. Okay, so I know there's people who are like, well, you should have got the digital or what. I like the disc version, but anywho, I tried looking for the bundle that came with God of War. So went to Best Buy. I At the time it said sold out, so I don't know if they had a specific date they were dropping them. So I couldn't get them there. I tried Target because they said they were going to drop them on Wednesday. Now I don't know if they were dropping them in person and not online because I was checking online, so I didn't see it. Amazon had a uh, what do you call that? An invite thing. So you request an invite, and then if you get lucky, you get an email, and they'll tell you like you'll have 72 hours to purchase one, or they'll rescind the invite, I guess, or like they'll move on to the next
Mm-hmm.
person.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, cool. So I put in for an invite on the Ragnarok PlayStation, and they also had an invite for the Horizon one. Now I already own
Mm-hmm.
Horizon, but I said fuck it, I'm gonna put it in too, just in case. So I put them both in, and then I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what went well? Buying the PlayStation God of War remote that we both got. I go, it went really easy. It went simple. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try that. So I went on there, and sure enough, they did have the God of War bundles.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked it up. Now I don't know if anybody's aware, when you buy these bundles, you don't get a physical copy of the game. I thought you
Yeah, they
did.
come with a digital code.
They come with a digital code. There's also nothing on the PlayStation that makes it any more how would you call that? Any more special. It's the same shit that everybody gets. It's just on the box they slap a picture of Kratos and Atreus on it, and they're like
Yeah.
God of War bundle, and not really. It's just a fucking code. You literally get a piece of fucking paper. Like it's not even. I thought I was getting the game, bro. Look, you just get like a little sheet like this, and it's like God of War. That's what you get. On the back, there's a code, and you download it. Now, it does have both versions of the game, the PS4 and the PS5 version on it. So
Mm-hmm.
at least there's that to it. But yeah, I mean it's a PS5. It's different. It's new. Um, but when you do order it from PlayStation, you can if you do have the um, PlayStation Plus, I guess. I don't know. I have the lowest, the basic one now. At one point, it used to be just one, but now it's the essential tier.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, with that, you get free shipping no matter what. So you can get the 4 to 5 day or whatever shipping, or you can get the 2 to 4 day shipping. This motherfucker came in 2 days.
Nice.
I was expecting it in 4, so I thought, well, if I count business days are not counted. So I was like, all right, if I do it, because I think I ordered it on Wednesday, got it on a Friday. So
Nice.
I was like, if I do it like this, because that's why I waited, because Target was like, oh, they're releasing it on Wednesday. So I was like, I'm gonna do this on Target. I swore I was gonna do it, but I broke down because God of War's coming out, and then the Need for Speed Unbound is, I think, a next gen exclusive kind of game. So they won't be on like PS4 or the other Xbox. And in all honesty, I really want to play that Need for Speed game
Hmm.
because it reminds me of the old Need for Speed games, the ones that were like, you're a racer and you go racing around and shit. So
Kind of like how Need for Speed Underground used to be, or
yeah, those which were
the PS2 ones. The
the
Midnight Club? No,
no
Midnight Club was a different series.
yeah, but no, they also came out on, I think, PS4 under like the other ones. Like you get to see Ken Block or something, or I can't remember who it was, or I forget what they won. Like they were the newer Need for Speeds, where it seems like you were a character and everybody was real. Anywho, like that style, where you're like a street racer and you're racing and yada yada. Just like you said, Need for Speed Undergrounds, all the other ones. I forget what they were called, but those were all cool games. I thought, in my opinion, I like those better than like Hot Pursuit and all the other ones they had.
Hmm.
So this one's coming out, and from what I heard, is this next gen. So I was waiting anyways to get one. I go, the holidays are coming up, and I said, fuck it, God, I really want to play God of War, so I got
So
it.
have you been playing God of War
So I
recently, or?
Yeah, and that goes into the next one. God of War came out. When it first came out was I saw they were saying it's got a 10. Now so far so good. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but obviously in the last game, if you finished it, it ends with Thor showing up. That happens in this game. He shows up. You're going through Ragnarok because it's Ragnarok, right? That means that Asgard's going to be destroyed. That's what Ragnarok is. Now I haven't seen Asgard get destroyed yet. I haven't seen any of that. I've just seen Kratos and Atreyu. You do get to be the sun for a little bit.
Hmm.
So you did do a mission where you're running around and shooting arrows and shit. So that was pretty fun. Uh, you got the Leviathan axe and you got the two blades. You start off with those. You still get your
Oh,
shield.
so you actually start off with what was it? Athena's blades?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it,
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
or Ares?
Yeah, or whatever the hell blades, or I don't know what they were. I forget what they're called. But you start off with everything. So you got your shield that you had in the last game.
Hmm.
You got the Leviathan axe, and you got the blades. You start off with all three, and then you kind of go to work. And so the game so far so good. I'm really enjoying it. Um, they do have like little quips here and there when you walk off. Your son will be like, "Oh, where are you going? Oh, I see. You went to go look for something else or something." And then sometimes when there's like an extra character, because you're walking through a mission with another character, the
Hmm.
other character might be like, "Hey, man, you're supposed to go this way," and then the kid will be like, "Oh, no, no, he's really thorough. He's looking for stuff." So like they'll make like little things because you're going, because you're checking for the other boxes or the other loot or whatever, the other
Yeah.
treasure chests and shit. So I mean, it's kind of funny. I like it. Um, but yeah, so far so good. So far it's got a war. What can I say? Like I want to talk about it more, but I feel like
But you
because
don't want to spoil it.
right, because it just came out, and I want to give listeners maybe another week. I'll probably come back next week and let you know how it's going. I'm trying to I'm not trying to speed through it, but I'm trying to get through it pretty
Yeah.
quick. Um, but yeah, you're visiting different lands. You visit the land of the dwarves now, so that one's pretty cool. And then you're still going off based off the story that you were doing last time.
Hmm.
With a lot more hints, a lot more clues, and it's good. It's good. Freya's hunting you down.
Well, yeah, because based on the ending of the first one.
Yeah. So she's after your ass every once in a while. I think. So far, I've only seen her like once. Like chase you down, but it makes it sound like she's not gonna stop. So I gotta assume she pops up a couple more times before the game's done. But yeah, no, so far so good. I've probably got like 10 hours into it. I know they said I saw something where they said God of War will be anywhere between 25 to 60 hours. That, sir, is bullshit. Nowhere near.
You're just doing like the main story. I think is like what they're trying to say is 25 to 60 hours.
Yeah,
Now, if you're trying to go like full on completionist without a guide or whatever, obviously maybe depending on skill level or whatever, it's going to take longer than that.
yeah.
So,
And in this one, let me tell you guys just as a heads up. If you see the crows, kill them, because you're gonna get armor if you kill the crows. It seems like every I don't know if it's I think it's like every six you get armor. So like if you see the crows as you're walking by, you might want to kill them. The Odin's crows or whatever that kind of keep watch. They're green or whatever this time. I can't remember if they were green last time, but they're green this time. Throw an axe, chop them up every
that
six.
probably makes it easier to see.
Yeah, every six you get to go back and get a piece of armor.
All right.
Yep. But yeah, I'll come back next week, maybe a little bit more spoilery or something, or depending, because I don't want to ruin it for you there, Kendall.
That's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I got on that. God of War, good game so far, really good game. If you really like God of War series, I think you're gonna like this. It just makes me wonder if we're seeing another God of War after this,
Well,
or
depending on how it ends, well, I mean,
yeah,
obviously they're doing like really good because it's like it has a score of like 94 on Metacritic right now, which is the second highest one, only after Elden Ring on the PS5.
damn.
And it has 126 positive critic reviews. It doesn't even have a neutral or a negative critic
Now,
review.
now,
So
now,
I mean, it's just all positive.
now, here's my thing about this game, though. I will throw this out there. Since you play as Atreus, it's Atreus, right? Atreus, something. Anyways, I, it makes me wonder: is the son gonna take over the franchise eventually?
I mean, he might, depending on how the story goes.
Right?
We'll see.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know where the story goes. I just noticed that it's the first time you play as him, and it makes you wonder, like, wait a minute, why am I playing as him if he's always been the sidekick? You know?
Well, I mean, because it's like other games that had sidekicks or whatever had like
Yeah.
their like sidekick specific missions. Like sometimes you'd play as Robin in like a Batman game or whatever.
True, true. I don't know. I don't know. I got a weird feeling, like, because they really make him like when you're playing it, they really make him look old. Like he,
I'm pretty sure he's older.
well,
Definitely.
well, definitely, definitely. But like I mean, he looks like Kratos looks like he's seen a few things. He's getting old.
Hmm.
So I wonder if they're gonna keep aging him up, and then eventually being like, well, he's too old to do this, and then switch over. Makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. I don't know. Still badass to be
Who knows?
Kratos,
Maybe they'll go after Odin next.
dude. I'm wondering who they're going after. I was talking to this to my buddy. I'm wondering who they're going after. This, right?
Hmm.
Once we're done with these Greek gods, right? He went. I mean, he went past the Greek gods. Now we're in what is it, like Nordic gods?
Yep.
Who's next, baby? I'm telling you right now. Let's go with the Aztecs.
Well, I mean, technically, it's like the Greek gods and the Roman gods are pretty much the same, just different names
Sure,
and a
sure.
generation apart. So, I mean, I guess it depends on which mythos they want to go after. I mean,
Here,
you
hey,
technically could do Roman. They could do Chinese, Japanese mythos. They could do the Aztecs.
dude, I'm telling you right now. If they want to keep pulling out God of War games and we're killing gods from other places, let's go. I am ready. Kratos in Japan, Kratos in Mexico, Kratos somewhere in like Africa, Kratos in Egypt, Kratos in I don't know outer space. I don't care. You bring me Kratos, I'm gonna play.
The only thing is they if they do like Japanese mythos or whatever, most of those are like spirits and like demons and shit.
Well,
Oh,
Kratos gets his demon blade or something. I don't know. Let's add a new weapon,
so
dude. Eventually, Kratos is gonna be walking around and he's gonna be like the man with 100 weapons. They're just all gonna be stacked on him.
yeah, basically.
He'll have like a Japanese katana. He'll have, I don't know, all kinds of shit. It'll be tight. I'm down. I am down. But yeah. Anywho, Kendall, what else? What else you got?
Well, since we talked about you getting your PS5
Yes,
finally,
sir. Yes,
and
sir.
everything,
Proud moment. Proud moment.
let's talk about the competition, the Xbox Series X and S. Now, apparently, did you know that Microsoft loses anywhere between $100 to $200 on every Xbox sold?
Now I had heard about that, but I feel like that's a big number right now, especially right nowadays. That seems like it's a lot of money to go down the drain. I mean now, are they making it up somehow?
Yep. As a matter of fact, they're still making a profit based on the extra stuff that you can buy. For example, the proprietary memory card
Yeah.
storage, the 1 terabyte cards or whatever that they have. Plus, the game services like Game Pass, extra
Hmm.
controllers, headsets, advertisements, on their dashboard, stuff like that. Whatever, they're all making money off that. Plus, sales of software through their store, they get a cut of that
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. So it's like they're still making money based on just those the games through the store, subscription services, controllers, headsets, extra storage, blah, 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 all that stuff. But they were still losing $100 to $200 on every console sold just to get people into the
Yeah.
marketplace
I mean,
for them to actually make money.
now it makes all right. Business wise, it makes sense to sell things cheaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Costco model, right? You have a few things that are cheap that bring people in. Like let's say your hot dogs and your pizza and the rotisserie chicken, right? Like there's a few objects that you have where people go like, well, you know what? After we go shopping, maybe we'll pick up a Costco pizza or we'll grab a hot dog or something before we go in and shop, right? So you get a few things to get people in the door because your idea is you're going to spend a lot, right? I don't know how much is it worth to lose to how much you're going to gain. But it seems like to me $200 per console is a lot of money when your console is only 300. What? How much are they? What's the lowest model? Like 400.
299. I like the Series S is only $300.
That's what I was thinking, right? Like the cheapest one's like $300, and then your high ends are what almost like PlayStation prices, $500 and shit. 400,
Mm-hmm.
400.
499.99.
Yeah. So you're thinking you're losing $200 on the lowest one. That means you know the console should have been $500, maybe $400, while your other ones should be like anywhere between 6 and 8.
Mm-hmm. But obviously the problem is they couldn't put
You can't.
it that expensive, especially with the PS5 being the price that it was.
Now, what it makes me wonder is the PS5 also losing money? Are they also losing some kind of cash on entry? I mean, I'm assuming every console does. I'm just saying, are they losing to the same tune of like 100 to 200? Is it more? Is it less? Is it, Obviously, I'm surprised he even said that, you know? He even kind of brought it up to say, hey, man, I'm losing this much cash. I would have thought, I don't know, that'd be a more hush hush subject, but I mean, hey, whatever.
Well, apparently, like the way that the whole console system worked, because like a majority of the money that they make does come from like the extra
Mm-hmm,
services,
mm-hmm,
accessories, and
mm-hmm.
so whatever. They have lost money like at least at the start
Yes.
of the console's life. So like obviously it's not through the whole
No.
thing. Like Microsoft probably is still not losing,
The 200 originally.
$100 to $200 that they originally were, but it's like let's see, I think it was God, I want to say it was either the PS3 or the PS4 where where Sony was saying that they were like losing $50
See, that's not too bad.
per console sold, which I mean obviously is still a lot, but it's like not nearly as much as
No.
100 200, which they can easily make back with the sale of like what 1 to 2 games, maybe an
Like Star
accessory.
Wars, yeah. And then here's the thing too, like so the original PlayStation, like what was it? I remember when the PS3 came out, right? You had a couple different versions, then they brought it down to one version, then they got the Slims, which I'm assuming every time they did that it was to cut costs, because things get cheaper. Yeah, they get faster too, whatever, but they get cheaper so they can make a cheaper console, not cheaper quality, but I'm saying like cheaper price in the actual manufacturing and stuff. Because it's not as
Yeah.
bulky, it's a lot thinner. I get why they make them look like they look, so it looks beefy. It looks like wow, look at the money that I bought into it. Perception. But
Yeah.
once you start going to the slim, you start really like fine tuning the console to be like, this is all it needs. This is the cooling. This is everything. Like we don't need to mess with it. Like I'm surprised that they didn't announce a slim this year.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They might be announcing the Slim sometime soon. That's just a rumor, though. Like sometime
Yeah,
like next year. I know, but then again, it's like rumors. Take it with a grain of salt.
yeah.
It's no actual, confirmed evidence that a PS5 Slim is going to be coming soon, or like how it's going to work. Like if they're just going to like change the design completely. Because I mean, as you can now see, the PS5 is kind of weird shaped, especially with like the side plates and everything.
Talking about that, have you gotten any extra side plates?
Not yet, no.
I've been thinking about buying one just so I can sticker bomb a side plate.
I mean, technically, you could also just you could do the same thing with this type plate, unless you want to like keep the originals for some reason.
I was thinking about keeping the
Like,
originals and maybe getting something different.
I mean, they're easy to take off and everything, so
Yeah,
you can just like do some modifications and have fun with it,
yeah, because
customize it yourself.
that's what I was thinking. I go maybe get like a solid, like a pink one or some other colored one that PlayStation sells. Because I remember I saw something like that, and then just sticker bomb it with like waifu stickers and stuff, you know,
Yeah, you could do that.
and then just have my own like console thing. That way I have nice plates when I want it to look nice, and then I got those the geeky plates when I want it to look geeky. But yeah, I mean I don't know, it's seems like a lot. It kind of threw me off a little bit, like because they sell a lot of consoles, man. That's a lot of money. But like you
Mm-hmm.
said, maybe they make it up because obviously Microsoft's a little different than Sony. Sony just has the consoles themselves. That's how they get you in. While Microsoft can sell you Xbox remote so you can play on your PC, and they can sell you their Game Pass so you can play on PC. You know what I mean? So in that sense, there's people that don't have their consoles but yet are still playing their games and playing their stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they make up money, but then again, it's Microsoft, so who cares, right? They got a bunch of money from making PCs and shit. If they lose a little extra somewhere else, they can pad it somewhere else.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Sony got to make
I'm,
money.
I mean, Sony's technically in the same boat because it's like they also have their camera division, they have their cell phones or whatever, and then
Yeah,
they have their
true. You know
TVs
what?
and they have their audio
True,
and so
true.
on and so forth. And their especially their fucking cameras. Like, oh my god.
They can make a Spider-Man movie and pad that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if they're the same company anymore for the movies and the stuff. But anyways, yeah, I mean, don't feel sorry for them. They're mega companies, but it's just crazy to hear that when they put it in perspective, you're like, holy shit, $200, $100 to $200 a console, like that's a lot.
Yeah,
That is a lot. No wonder
that,
people.
that that's a big pill to swallow or whatever, and it's something that only that they could technically do as like the huge
Yeah,
corporations that they are with the huge financial backing and stores of money that they have or whatever. Because it's like if you were to be like a small business, if you're losing like $100 to $200 on a sale of something just to get people in the door or whatever, you wouldn't be in business for very long.
no, 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 that's a lot. That's
So
a lot of money, especially when you're selling as many consoles as they are. That adds up quick.
mhm.
That adds up quick. But yeah, man, that's nuts. Hey, Kendall. I know that there's this. Since we're talking about consoles and whatnot, uh, did you hear about somebody who built a VR headset that kills you if you die in a game?
Yep. What was it? The original creator of the Oculus,
Yeah.
the first one.
What was his name? Palmer Lucky or something like that? Or did I get the name wrong? But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Palmer Luckey, the
Yeah.
Oculus Rift inventor, decided to make the first virtual reality headset that would kill you if you died in game in tribute to like Sword Art Online.
Sure, dude. This is what you give. It I don't even know who you give this to, dude. Like, I was gonna be like inmates on death row, and then you tell them, "Hey, man, here you got one chance to live, and then the next day, go ahead and play."
Mm-hmm.
And then if they lose that moment, they're gone. I don't know. What do you do? Make him play Mario Brothers and tell him go save the princess, and if you can finish the game. You get to live for till
Nah,
tomorrow.
nah. That's easy shit. Tetris
Give him the tutorial to any Ninja Gaiden game.
or Dark Souls.
Oh fuck! Make it play Elden Ring for like 5 minutes.
Actually, no, even better than that, Demon Souls or whatever, because it's like you technically before you even get to the main hub in Demon Souls,
Yeah.
you have to die.
Oh fuck! Here's my thing. Who? Why? But why? But why did they make this?
Because Sword Art Online, man. Everyone wants to live in the SAO universe.
Sure, sure. But this thing actually, to my understanding, this thing actually does what it says it does.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, why not? I mean, now apparently at the moment it's just a piece of office art that's supposed to be like thought provoking and everything. It's
Sure,
not
sure.
like
It doesn't work.
actually going to be.
Listen, here's the thing, Kendall.
I mean, supposedly it works, but
Here's the thing, Kendall. It's because we haven't asked ourselves why enough. That's why. Because you go, why not? And I go, and exactly. That's why we haven't asked that question enough to stop and think. Why would I blow? Someone's gonna walk in and be like, "Oh, cool, VR headset," and then they're gonna be dead, and you're gonna be like, "I guess it does work."
mhm.
I don't know, man. That's wild. Then you next thing you're gonna tell me is that he can't take the headset off, like it's stuck till it
Actually,
till.
that's what the whole design is supposed
Fuck.
to be.
See, you can't. You can't. It's not done till the game's done. You're like, what?
Uh huh. You see, because Mr. Lucky said that the system is still unfinished, he aims to make it impossible to remove or destroy the headset so that people would be stuck inside of virtual reality.
Yeah. VR chat 24/7, baby.
So,
That'll be really your 24/7 stream.
exactly. The first and the last, possibly, because
Shit.
once you pass out, you may die. Who knows?
Who knows?
Better get to a safe area before you
Exciting.
pass out.
Exciting.
Hmm.
I don't know, but yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and that made me go, wow. Which is bringing me into the next story, right? Which I'm really excited about. Kendall, the PlayStation VR 2, right? Is that how I pronounce it? PSVR 2.
hmm
Now, the pre-orders are gonna drop, right? Is that what I've been hearing?
Yep. You could actually sign up on PlayStation Direct to
Mm-hmm.
have a chance to pre-order it. If you haven't done so, you'll probably be chosen for a much later date. Luckily, I was on the ball for this because I've been excited for PSVR 2 for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the current upgrades. But on November 15th,
Mm-hmm.
this coming Tuesday, it is going to be dropping for pre-order, and the launch price is going to be a kind of staggering
Mm-hmm.
$549.99.
That is another console, my man.
Yes, it's more than just another
Well,
console.
no, I'm saying like that's like the console with a game, like the bundle.
Yeah, I mean it's up there on the price. I mean, it's more expensive than the base PS5 console, and it's definitely more expensive than the digital version of the console.
Yeah, but what do you get with the headset when you order it?
So it includes the PSVR 2 headset,
Mm-hmm.
2 Sense controllers,
Mm-hmm.
stereo headphones,
Mm-hmm.
and of course all of the stuff to in order to hook it up.
Yeah. Are you still tethered with a cable, or is this going to be like one of
Yeah,
the?
but it's only a single Type C USB.
Oh, instead of like a whole docking, because it used to be like a little docking station with a bunch of wires coming out and all this other stuff, right?
Yep. Before you had a breakout box or whatever that you plugged the headset into on the front, and then on the back you had 2 HDMI ports, one that went to the PS4 console and then the other one that went to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this time you just have the USB-C cable from the headset going to the console.
Nice. How many feet of cable are they giving you? Is enough room to still like?
Uh, don't know. It doesn't say exactly
I'm
how long
assuming
that cable is going to be.
I'm assuming it's still enough distance for you to be safely away from your stuff, right? I don't know.
I'm hoping, and then like I don't know if that cable is going to be like detachable. So like if you can like
Buy
buy
another longer one. That's what I was
a different
thinking.
one.
That's what I was thinking. As soon as you said USB-C, I'm like, I wonder if it's detachable, and I wonder if you can buy an even longer one if you needed to,
Yeah.
which would be
So
nice. Which would be nice, but yeah, that's cool.
But that is the base VR2 bundle
Mm-hmm.
that comes with the headset, the controller, basically everything you need to get started. No game, no nothing.
Okay.
And that's going to be the $549.99. Now
Now,
there is the VR2 Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle,
okay,
which
that's what I was gonna ask because I've
comes
seen that one.
which comes with everything, including the game Call of the Mountain for $599.99.
Okay, are you getting that one or are you getting the base?
Don't know. Haven't exactly decided yet. So we'll wait and see.
Mm-hmm. Now, are there other places that are allowing pre-orders right now? I mean, not pre-orders, but like signing up for pre-orders if they missed the PlayStation one. Like, is there something on Amazon or on Best Buy or somewhere where maybe people can try to still jump on?
As far as I've seen,
Hmm.
not yet. New.
Oh, okay.
So maybe keep an eye out because, like I said, the PlayStation Direct pre-orders are happening on the 15th. So maybe other places
Are
will
gonna,
be throwing out theirs, but they don't have a like. I just checked Best Buy.
yeah.
They only have the original PSVR
Hmm.
available. No pre-order pages for that. No pre-order pages on Amazon yet.
Well, maybe PlayStation's trying to, rein in a lot of this stuff, because that's another thing that I since we're here, I wanted to talk about. This seems to me like I wonder if PlayStation is trying to go the route of like buy it from us instead of buying it from other stores to try to keep down the scalping. Because it's weird to me how they're only coming out in batches still. Like you would have thought everybody would have the consoles already. Like we would be back to I know manufacturing and stuff like that can be maybe slow right now still, but come on, man. It's how long has it been?
Well, I mean,
You
it's
know?
been 2 years since the
Yeah.
PS5
Right.
first release, but like I said, I mean, depending on the area or whatever,
Yeah.
um, some places have like a crap ton of like PS5 sitting around.
Hmm.
Like just browsing through Reddit,
Yeah.
I've seen like some places in Denmark or whatever have like stacks upon stacks of PS5s, or the holiday season, some stores are getting like a shit ton of PS5s in like right now. So depending on the area, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems to me that I had to go through. Now, mind you, like I said, I got it through PlayStation, no problem. But it made me wonder, like, is this something that a lot of places are trying to go through? Kind of like get it through me, not through anybody else.
I mean, it could be, or that, or maybe not enough people sit there and actually like get it direct straight from PlayStation,
That's what I was thinking.
and they're still like running around looking at like Best Buy or Amazon or Target or Walmart or so on and so forth,
Yeah.
trying to get the console the way that they normally do instead of directly through Sony.
Yeah, yeah. I agree on that one. I agree on that one. Kendall, you watched the AMD event, right?
Yes, I did.
What did you think? Did it blow your mind? Is this something that Nvidia needs to watch out for? Is this something everybody needs to watch out for? Are they changing the game?
Uh, uh, I mean, based on everything that they have announced so far, I am excited about how GPUs are going, especially one with the prices,
Mm-hmm.
two with the design of it, and it's like, okay, now Nvidia has been the top for like GPUs
Mm-hmm.
for a very, very, very long time.
Oh yeah, yeah. So long so that even when I didn't know a lot about computers, Kendall, that was a name that you knew.
So now the thing is even with this recent iteration based on the specs that they were talking about, and like some people have taken the numbers and done like simulations or whatever, like complicated math bullshit or whatever, it's still gonna be slower by like 10% than the GTX or the RTX 4090, which is the king
Right.
graphics card at the moment.
And would be their top graphics card that you're talking about?
Yes, but whereas the RTX 4090 is
Like a
see,
$1,500 or something like
let's see. I mean, that's MSRP. We'll see how much it actually is. Like when you look it up,
that?
like some people are selling it on eBay for over $2,000. Plus, you have to deal with the whole issue with the power plugs burning up and all that other
Oh yeah,
shit
yeah, yeah. You're right on that one.
that people are dealing with right now and are afraid of and all that other shit, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Plus they have the proprietary, like, 12-pin connector that they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to push in.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah.
I mean,
AMD came out
mm-hmm.
and announced the new 7000 series of Radeon with their top of the line cards, quote unquote, because they might still have room for like a premium, kind of like how Nvidia has their TI
Mm-hmm.
editions or their super editions or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Radeon has like a numbering scheme. Like they have the 7900, which is like their normal top of the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then like their super enthusiast performance would be a 7950. And they
Okay.
haven't announced that yet, but they have announced the 7900,
Mm-hmm.
two different models, the XTX, which is a callback to like the original, like long time ago
Mm-hmm.
Radeons, back when I believe it was ATI still, before AMD bought ATI and became one, corporation,
Mm-hmm.
and the 7900 XT. Now, the XTX has 24 gigabytes of RAM,
Mm-hmm.
and the 7900 XT has 20 gigabytes, which is still a huge amount, even compared to the 4090, because it's like the 4090 has the 24 gigabyte, right? And then the 4080, I believe, was going to go down to what, 16 already?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right. Let me yeah, 16 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So even now, if you were to get the slightly less performance version of the 7900
Mm-hmm.
XT, you would still get 20 gigabytes of RAM over the 16 gigabytes of RAM for NVIDIA's next lowest down.
Yeah.
Now, another thing about this is AMD's third generation of RDNA 3, and they have made the world's first chiplet design GPU. So it's made out of multiple chips. They have memory cache dies at a 6 nanometer process, and then they have the graphics compute die at a 5 nanometer process.
Mm.
Now, supposedly, according to them, this has about 61 teraflops of computing power with a peak bandwidth of 5.3 terabytes a second,
Mm-hmm.
24 gigabytes of, up to 24 gigabytes of DDR6 RAM with 58 billion transistors. And according to AMD, this is supposed to be a 54% improvement of performance per watt over their previous generation.
Now I have to ask, because this is this chiplet design. Is this something that they're trying out, or is this what seems to be the new norm for the future for these cards to be? Kind of like, is
Well,
this the next step on the evolution of what they're going with, or like are they getting ahead? Because you know how everybody went from like whatever 10 nanometers to like 7 to whatever, it's getting smaller. Is this like the next evolution to the next thing? A chiplet design over what they're using
well,
right
I
now.
mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it performs because it's like at the moment we don't have like any actual like benchmark tests or whatever. All we have is just numbers given to us by AMD,
Yeah.
through their event. So it's like we don't have any actual real world
Oh, data to.
ability to test any of these because these don't come out until December 15th.
Because I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
sorry, December 13th.
Because a 10% isn't a lot of a percentage to be down, unless you're one of those hardcore like I need all the speed kind of freaks. 10% ain't bad, dude. For the price, what is it, like half the price of the other one?
Yep. Well, the 7900 XTX is going to be starting at $999, so basically $1,000.
Yeah.
The RTX 4090's MSRP is $1,600, which obviously people have already scalping to be over 2,000. So basically, just going off of
Yeah.
MSRP, it is $600 cheaper for the top of the line
Right.
model, for only a 10% loss in performance.
See, that's not. See, and that's from hearing you right now. You obviously, like you said, how do we benchmark it? But if it were going by what they're saying, and if it is true, a 10% loss, and you save $600, I mean, for most gamers, I think that the affordability part is going to be very appealing to try it out, right?
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but just based on like some of the other stuff that they've given, it's only a 2.5 slot
Mm-hmm.
card GPU, which means because like how on the back how you have like the vent ports
Right,
or
right,
whatever
right.
for your
Yeah.
graphics card. That will take up 2.5 slots, where I believe the RTX 4090 is like 3.5 to 4.
Wow.
Because you've seen how chunky they are,
Yeah. No, no, they're
like based
huge.
on other videos and everything. So it's smaller, so it'll be able to fit in a lot more cases, which is a problem that people have been running into with the 4090, having to get bigger cases in order to just fit the thing inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
It
heard.
is 200.
I heard with a 4090 you can't run like those mini. No, what is it? Like the smaller builds because yeah, it won't fit in the case or it won't fit on anything.
Yeah, it won't fit. I mean, because it is fucking huge.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
a huge boy.
I saw a picture of it against one of those like was it like a mini ITX boards or something like that. The fucking
Mm-hmm.
thing is like bigger than the goddamn motherboard. I mean like the motherboard is attached to it standing up. Like it's crazy when you see it.
Yeah.
Like instead of the other way
So.
around, it's just I don't know. It's nuts. It's huge. Dude. It's massive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got a PS5
And
inside
then
your computer.
yeah, exactly. So, and then it's also 287 millimeters in length, or 11.3 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a lot easier to fit inside of a case
Yeah.
than a 4090. And not only that, but you won't have to sit there and upgrade your power supply either, because unlike the 4090, where apparently it can take up to 600 watts of total board power,
That's a lot.
the 7900 XTX is going to be about 355 watts.
That's not bad at all.
So
Not bad
almost
at all.
half of that, while only losing 10% of the performance.
Which is really good.
And it's going to be using 2 times the 8-pin power connectors that all the power supplies come with, instead of the proprietary 12-pin converter that people have been having problems in catching fire and slash melting cables that you would have to use for the NVIDIA 4000 series.
Yeah. I mean, so.
And and
Mm-hmm.
another thing is the 4090 is still only using DisplayPort 1.4.
Hmm. I was gonna say. I mean, this seems to be dropping a lot of pros.
Mm-hmm.
As long as long
And
as long as the graphics hold up. I mean, you're. I don't know if you look. I don't know how they did it, but all I know is that you're being a really good salesman right now because I'm even interested in it.
so, and not only that, but it's like they have 2.1 DisplayPort
Mm-hmm.
in, which is going to be the new standard.
Yeah.
So even if, like, say it can't run like the whole 8K 165 hertz that it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to,
Right.
or that it can with the new DisplayPort 2.1,
Mm-hmm.
you could still get the monitors in the future and still be able to use those features with this card
So it's
years down the line.
future proofing you basically,
Yes.
which is
Whereas
nice.
the 4000 series is only using 1.4 DisplayPort. So it
Oh.
doesn't come with all this extra shit that you can.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, dude, I would take a 10% loss to have all this extra stuff, to where I don't have to upgrade my card and use the new monitors. That sounds good to me. I mean, like I said, as long as it is just a 10% loss. Now, have they said anything about how these cards are going to handle the other stuff, like, the editing and the actual like work, not the gaming, but like more of like your work, your creative people and all that stuff. How's that going to do?
Well, at the moment, they haven't. I haven't seen any like real
Mhm.
um use case scenarios yet. Of course, obviously, but some of the stuff that they have advertised and
Mm-hmm.
said is they're going to be using a new AMD Radeon's display engine.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have their second generation ray tracing accelerator. Uh, they have 2 times the AI accelerator as their previous one, so they have 2 AI accelerators per compute unit with new instructions, improved AI throughput, and it's supposed to have up to 2.7 times more performance.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, they have the new DisplayPort 2.1, 12-bit channel color up to 68 billion colors. Um, they're supposed to have simultaneous encode and decode for AVC slash HEVC.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be able to do 8K 60 AV1 encodes and decodes
Mm-hmm.
with an AI enhanced video encode.
Okay. That's. I mean, it sounds good at least on paper so far.
So yeah, like I said, everything so far is just on paper, stuff that AMD has said. They haven't shown any real use cases or whatever, like with their announcements or whatever. Plus, we haven't seen any benchmarks and stuff because it hasn't. The cards themselves haven't been
Yeah.
given to anybody yet.
Sure.
So obviously, everything that's being shown and said right now, take with a grain of salt. But if any of this is even
Mm.
close to being true, I might just be going to AMD for graphics cards after this. After my 2080 Ti dies.
Yeah, you know what? That's something that I'm thinking about. Myself. I'm like, hey, if it is what it is and it works well, who knows? Maybe I might switch.
So, and especially since I've been using AMD processors or whatever, especially after upgrading to my
Yeah.
5800X 3D, um, apparently they're going to have a AMD Smart Access video that distributes encoding and decoding workloads across the CPU and the graphics card. So they're going to be working in tandem.
Mm. See, that's pretty tight. Because right now I'm still running in the old Intel, right? I got an old Intel. I got an old like 1080 on my thing, and there is a part of me that's thinking of like upgrading. Not soon, but soon enough. That's always been a thought. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, do I jump ship? Do I go all AMD? Is it time? I've always liked Intel. They never did me wrong. But I'm like, is it about time for me to do a switch? And
I
when
mean,
and when these things right now, with their GPUs and CPUs looking good, maybe it is time. Maybe it is time to start looking into them and seeing about making some big changes. Unless Intel wants to supply us with computers and stuff, then I'm more than happy to shell out for those bad boys. Let's go, free PC, right?
hey, if they wanna sponsor and give us some free stuff, I'd be completely happy to talk about their stuff even more.
Right? Yeah, but no, but in all honesty, we don't sell out to nobody except free stuff. Um, yeah, it's a thing that I have been looking into, and with all the stuff that you're saying and all this stuff, it does really make you start thinking like, damn, affordability is a big key, especially right now, dude. Inflation and all that stuff. Things are really expensive, man. Things are really really
Mm-hmm.
expensive, and to get better priced computer components that do well at a more affordable price is looking very
Mm-hmm.
appealing. If these numbers look good, if and use actual workloads and actual gaming, it looks solid. I don't see why not.
Yep.
The only
Now,
thing,
most people have been saying that AMD it would still lose in like ray tracing performance. So,
mm,
like, if you're more worried about like throwing like ray tracing on and turning ray tracing on and all your games and stuff or whatever, then you might want to stay with Nvidia.
yeah,
I mean, if you don't use like the ray tracing stuff or like you're not even sitting there playing like the latest and greatest games with like full max settings or whatever,
mm-hmm,
I mean, you could get the same performance at a much cheaper price
yeah,
if you're not using ray tracing or whatever, and you can run it at higher resolutions.
yeah.
So
I mean, yeah,
I
just
don't know, something to think about.
it is something to think about. I don't know, but I mean, hey, as long as they get more competitive, everybody wins in the end because you're either going to get better priced graphics cards through the board, or you're going to get. I mean, most likely you'll get better priced graphics cards, and you're going to get better, stronger, more efficient graphics cards later because it's all about competition. If there's no competition, the one on top gets to reign supreme and do whatever the hell they want. But once there's competition, that's when we really start. The consumer really starts winning.
Hmm.
So good luck, AMD. Hopefully it goes well.
So those cards will be coming out in 1 month
Hmm.
because it's supposed to release on the 13th.
Yeah.
So
We'll probably.
next couple of weeks, people might be getting some
Yeah.
sample cards or whatever. Be able to watch those videos and get a idea of like how they're supposed to compete and how they do.
So what? Probably sometime next week, maybe the following week, we might start actually hearing some little rumblings about what they're doing.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, because I mean the 17th is what, like a Friday?
This week,
I think so.
Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursdays. Yeah, so we probably hear that following week. Give people some time to start benchmarking and trying to get those what is it, those the fastest GPU speeds or whatever. What's that called, Kendall? God, I just lost it.
Benchmarking.
Benchmarking, yeah. When people start benchmarking and trying to get the top scores, then we'll really see what these cards, I guess, are capable of. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm not trying to be here like, oh, whatever. I'm hoping for the best because, like I said, the more there's competition, the better it is for the rest of us.
Mhm. I
And
mean, and now we got Intel coming in or whatever, so they're also making graphics cards.
yeah,
So and they're basically holding up the low end at the moment, while AMD and Nvidia are like sitting there trying to take out the high ends.
and it's only a matter of time before if Intel keeps working at it, eventually they'll be like AMD, something on the low end that's really good, that's really solid, and then eventually they start inching their way up there with the big dogs.
Hmm.
I mean, aren't their CPUs also doing a little better this time around?
Yep. I mean, at the moment, compared like to the Ryzen 7000
Yeah,
series, Intel is currently in the lead just slightly as when it comes to gaming, but in productivity workload, that's when Ryzen actually takes
yeah,
over, which is where it used to be. It's basically reversed. Like because before Intel used to be for workloads and then Ryzen for gaming.
yeah,
Now it's pretty much like the opposite.
yeah. Which I'm like, you know what? Good for them. Like I said, the more competition, the better pricing, the better stuff, better for us. That's always I like to see it.
Yep.
You got any other news for today, Kendall?
Nope, that just about covers the last of it. How
Nice,
about
nice.
you?
No, no, we're cutting this one short, guys. I mean, it's not that short, but it's probably like a 40, 50 minute podcast. We're cutting it a little short because, as we said, I am currently doing AX Chibi. So Kendall was so gracious enough to get up a little earlier today for us to bust this out for you guys to get a new one out, and then I'm gonna be going to AX, checking it out, coming back, and then fixing this. But Kendall, please let everybody know where they can find you. Let everybody know what's going on with you. Uh, Plug yourself, my man.
Alright, if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram for any updates, including live streaming and so on and so forth, I'm still working on getting all that stuff set up. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Esper56. And from there, you will be able to get any and all updates I put forward. How about you, Fred? Why don't you go ahead and plug your socials?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Find us at Los Muchachos Media on Instagram. We have everything linked up there. We got our Gmail, our YouTube. Find us on Los Muchachos. I believe now you can add stuff on Instagram. I mean, sorry, YouTube. So you could actually look us up at Los Muchachos Media. Uh, we're there. I mean, they started adding this at thing. I don't know. I don't know what it's at, what it is, 100%. But I'm trying to figure it out, Kendall. But I do know we got it. That is our thing. That's where we hold the Distant Chips podcast there, and any other future stuff that we're gonna do. Um, you can look me up Instagram as Freddy Flash, and all our other stuff is on the bottom. Check us out at any podcasting thing that you like, and you can listen to us there. I think Spotify lets you watch the video because I upload it like that, so you can either listen to it and watch it. I know a lot of people like Spotify, but we're there. And thanks for everybody who listens. And with that, I think we're gonna wrap up the show today. I've been Fred,
And I'm Kendall.
and we'll see you guys next time. Later.
Peace.